The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus said to his disciples, "To you who I say, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. To the person who strikes you on one cheek, offer the other one as well. And from the person who takes your cloak, do not withhold even your tunic. Give to everyone who asks of you, and from the one who takes what is yours, do not demand it back. Do to others as you would have them do to you. For if you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them. And if you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do the same. If you lend money to those whom you expect repayment, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do the same and get back the same amount. But rather, love your enemies and do good to them. Lend, expecting nothing back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High. For He Himself is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. Be merciful just as your Father is merciful. Stop judging, and you will not be judged. Stop condemning, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and gifts will be given to you. A good measure, packed together, shaken down, and overflowing, will be poured into your lap. For the measure with which you measure will in return be measured out to you." The Gospel of the Lord. Yesterday was September 11th, as we all know, and the anniversary, that terrible, terrible anniversary was remembered yesterday. And it just happened I was teaching at Notre Dame, because I teach 7th grade over there every week, preparing the 7th graders for confirmation. And the topic of 9/11 came up. Because for the little kids, they're around 11 or 12, they have no memory of that day. All of us do. It's seared into our minds. We all woke up that morning and we saw those horrific images. And out of curiosity, I asked the kids, "What do you know about 9/11? What did they teach the kids?" They all raised their hands immediately. And surprisingly, they all knew about it. One child raised his hand, he says, when I asked, "What is 9/11?" he says, "It was a terrorist attack." It kind of broke my heart that he even knew that vocabulary at that age. Shouldn't be thinking about terrorist attacks, 7th grade. But that's the world we live in. And they all knew it. They all knew the buildings collapse, planes flying into buildings, how many people died, and they knew all the stats. And then this gospel came to mind. What should we do with those who hurt us? You see, Jesus today teaches something very counterintuitively, and in fact, very hard. One of the difficult teachings, precisely this gospel. Because immediately, what is our initial reaction? Somebody walks up to you and punches you in the face. Our initial reaction is to retaliate and to punch them even harder. But Jesus rather, he says to your enemies, I want you not only pray for them, but I want you to love them. And even so, I want you to give them your other cheek. Why? And I asked the kids, and I even had them all raise their hands. Why does Jesus teach us to love our enemies? And amazingly, they had great, fantastic answers. One child even said, because they are still our brothers and sisters. That's a genius answer. Because when we hate our enemies, what immediately we do in our minds and our hearts is that we monsterify them. I know that's not a word, but we cast them aside and we say, they are other, and I must destroy you. See, that's what hate does. But when this child brought up said, no, they are still my brothers and sisters, she penetrated the deeper mystery. Because at the end of the day, our enemies are still created in God's image and likeness. And you and I are called to love like God, not like human beings. Jesus continues. Love your enemies. Do good to them. Stop judging and you will not be judged. Stop condemning. Forgive and you will be forgiven. This is hard. And I'll leave you with one parting note. So today we gloriously remember the holy name of Mary. If you find it hard to forgive your enemies, look at the Blessed Mother's example. She was there when Jesus was crucified. She watched her son whipped, scourged, spat upon, mocked. Mary walked all the way to Calvary. As a mother, what do you think she felt towards those people who hurt her son? Did Mary hold any grudges against them? Did Mary strike back at them? Did Mary plot to hurt them? I think we know the answer.